Like there was a woman who went to, this is crazy, by the way. I don't know if you heard this, but she went to, was it Dominican Republic for mommy makeover, tummy tuck. It was $3,000, which is great price. Like normally the lowest price for like a tummy tuck here would be lowest. And that's like, the one was like 8,000, right? Yeah. So she went there, got it for $3,000. She comes back. She wasn't feeling great. They took one of her kidneys.
Oh, I saw this.
You saw
story.
this?
Yeah,
they took one of her kidneys, and she didn't find out until later. So she just spent $3,000 to get her kidney harvested. Yeah.
Not going anywhere.
But hold on. but she also did get...
She got a tummy tuck.
The tummy tuck.
What's up, guys? We got a great podcast for you today. Dr. Daniel Barrett is here from TikTok. But first, I'm going to be on tour this fall. I'm going to be in Liberty Township, Ohio, November 4th, and I'll be in Dayton, Ohio, November 5th. Also, 4 California shows coming in November and December. November 12th, I'll be at the Irvine Improv. That's a Sunday show. Jonah will be there with me. Susie, Joe, Todd, please come out and come see me. November 19th, I'll be in San Jose. November 26th, I will be in Ontario, California. I'll be at the Ontario Improv October 26th. And then the last show of the year, December 10th, I'll be in Oxnard at Levity Live. That'll be a big show. And a lot of my friends will be there. They'll probably be at the Ontario one too. So please go buy tickets at jasonnashtour.com and come check me out. Okay, we have a great podcast for you today. Naveen is here. Dr. Daniel Barrett is here. It's awesome. If you like plastic surgery, if you like talking about celebrities, super fun podcast. So enjoy. Guys, welcome back to the podcast. We're here, All Good Things Podcast. You know we're always killing it here. You know we're always thinking out of the box. Naveen called me. I mean, she turned over in bed and she said to me, she goes, we got to have this guy on. Dr. Daniel Barrett, welcome here today.
Thank you.
We have so much to talk about. You have a history with Naveen. You are killing it on TikTok. And most of all, you do incredible plastic surgery, changing people's lives.
Thank you.
Is that what you do? Just go right up with the mic right there. I know it feels like you're on The Price is Right.
Come on down.
We're going to play Plinko in a second.
Yeah.
But no, I think what you do is insane. Like it's an incredible amount of pressure, right?
Yes.
And a huge responsibility, and you make people feel good. You change their lives.
Absolutely. It's something I try to remind myself every single day. I get to kind of, well, first of all, people, they're basically trusting me 100% with their life, right? So
yes.
It's just like it's just my job. I do this routinely, but I never forget. Right when I go before every surgery, I'm like, this person is trusting me with their life, and it's the truth, right? And so I take that very seriously.
How many have you lost?
None.
None. Good.
Yeah,
okay.
And that's why I've chosen plastic surgery.
And you wouldn't be here if you had lost anyone.
Yeah. So that's why I knew right off when I was in residency and in medical school, cardiothoracic surgery, open heart surgery, I'm okay. I don't need to do that. So
right.
Kudos to the people that do that. So
yes.
It's great. My favorite part of the day is when my patients come back in, 6 weeks after their surgery, and they're just like, showing me pictures in their bikini, showing me pictures of how much I've changed their life and how they feel so much better about the body. It's really me performing operations on people's bodies to boost their confidence. I really feel like that's what it is, because their confidence goes way up, and they're able to feel better about themselves. And you can call it superficial, but if you can call it whatever you want. A lot of people kind of hate on plastic surgery because you're not being natural, or they say, and it's just like, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line with someone putting on makeup or going to the gym to kind of improve their body versus getting a little liposuction or getting a tummy tuck, let's say after having 5 kids? Where do you draw the line and say that that's fake and that's not being true to your body, right? And if it makes you feel good, then what does it really matter?
I agree. I think anything. Now, let's call up a picture of my face. I mean, you're looking at it.
Yeah.
So I guess we don't really need the picture, do we?
It's just more fun to have a picture.
Here I am.
Yes.
This is last night. We were at Dance with the Stars last night. Harry Jowsey, by the way, advanced to the next round. I voted 7 times.
Yes.
And so here's my face right here. Now, Doc, I would never, ever, ever do anything. I would never have plastic surgery. Talk me into it. Tell me what I should do. What do you see right off the bat?
Well, the good thing about my job is I don't have to twist anybody's arm. They basically come to me. And so, if you want me to talk you in, so it just depends on people's personal goals. But I mean, in terms of like what we could do cosmetically for you, if you're interested, and just as a,
There's a lot. I'm looking at that face. I'm like,
crying, Jason.
What'd you say?
You start crying.
Right? As a case study here.
We shouldn't start here. We should start here.
Yeah. So
Your body's perfect.
a lot of people will start with like Botox. So you see these 11s that you have like right there. Those are
The what?
They're
Your
called
11
11s.
lines.
It's like right here. So it's like
Is that
a
what they
one
call
and
them?
it's a one right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called 11s, and then you see these horizontal lines, and these are all normal. We all have them.
Let's go close up to my face. Maybe you can go on. We can see me.
Yeah.
Oh no, but my actual face. Oh no, actually that's even better. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So you can see and then we have what's called crow's feet. So imagine the feet of a crow sticking off to the side here.
Crows looks like a flock of crows. Jesus. Actually, I'm really sorry we're doing this now. Now that I'm looking at myself.
So those are like those, and then we also I feel like he's zooming in on the under eye area. So I
He's
feel
trying
like
to tell you
he's trying
something.
to tell me something. All right, so
Mitch.
yeah.
Come on, man.
Zoom right in. So that would you're right. Yeah, the periorbital area. So that people say. So when you look at, they've done studies. When you look at someone's face, there's first thing you notice is skin quality.
Yeah.
The next thing you notice is like the area around the eyes. Okay. So that's why skincare is really important. But then periorbital rejuvenation is key. They say the eye is the windows to the soul. And I believe that. So there's extra skin here, right? So we can remove a little bit of extra skin if you
Dude,
want.
there's almost so much skin coming down, like I'm not going to be able to see soon.
Right. So part of if it gets
stretch
don't stretch it. But if this is partly medical, right? So a lot of people get this done for medical reasons, like you can't see, right? So if you can't see, like
No way.
Yes, insurance sometimes covers it. And then there's some, there's a loss of volume underneath here. This comes with the loss of volume in the lower cheek, and yes, and so. There's volume you can put underneath here to kind of fix that area too.
Volume,
So,
like
yeah,
like
that
so-
Botox?
so that
happens
could be-
when like you have like because you had a big weight loss, right? So
you did?
Yeah, I did.
Wow,
Well, 30.
amazing.
Yeah.
How'd you do
lot.
it?
Starved myself.
Okay, like
you
intermittent
have to stop
fasting,
saying.
or just like not eating.
No. I didn't starve myself. I would do like intermittent fasting, and just eating cleaner. Don't drink.
Okay.
A minimal amount of carbs.
Yeah.
But now I was eating vegan ice cream at 3 a.m, so I don't know where I am with it.
It is vegan.
Yeah, it's all relative. I actually counsel a lot of my patients because sometimes people are too heavy to have surgery, or they just want to know weight loss tips. And I always try to get people to kind of get as much goals as possible on their own before we do surgery, especially if it has to do with skin. Intermittent fasting is one of my favorite things because if you think about how humans evolved, if you believe in evolution, how humans evolved over 2 to 3 million years, we didn't have 3 meals a day. We didn't have the fridge where you have the ice cream. We definitely didn't have vegan ice cream, and people's bodies aren't used to having 3 meals a day. And so it's like, intermittent fasting is not really starving yourself. It's not really a fad diet. It's actually getting back to what our bodies evolved, how we evolved to eat. And the digestive system is not evolved to have food in it 24 hours a day.
And I read this thing too with intermittent fasting. It cleans out like cancerous cells.
It can, yeah. You got to hit a point called autophagy. I know I'm a plastic surgeon.
Autophagy.
Yes. So have you probably heard of that?
Yes.
And you can increase that with different types of things, but fasting is probably one of the best ways to do it.
How do I get to autophagy?
You got to go to about 16 hours of 12 to 16 hours of no calories.
Oh.
Right. So you know about this, right?
So not even a coffee.
You can do a coffee, but no cream or sugar in it. So that actually will enhance autophagy as long as it's black coffee. So yes. So now the real autophagy, the cancer fighting stuff, doesn't happen until about 3 days, according to some studies and some people. Yeah. So you have to so you get a tiny bit at like 16 hours or 12 to 16 hours, but then we really see the loss of the reduction and the recycling, all that stuff kicks in around 3 days. So a lot of people recommend to go to 5 days to really kind of do a once a year. There's a doctor on the internet who recommends to do a once a year fast for about 5 days. Obviously, you got to work up to it and check with your doctor and everything else. And that will clear out 95% of all your precancerous cells.
Wow.
That's what he says. So I don't know. I've done it, but.
And so for my face,
yes,
you said volume. What do you mean? What would you put?
So, all right. So you lost 30 pounds. And so what happens is the skin kind of stretches out a little bit and then we lose that volume back down. So I would do a combination of revolumization and then skin tightening, right? So we got to tighten that skin kind of back up. So the
Is
skin
that
tightening,
pulling?
you can do a facelift. right?
Or isn't there
So that's
even
pulling.
just those lasers?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
That
CO2,
could
I would
be-
probably say just CO2 laser, right?
Got
so
it.
something that's kind of, quick, easy, not such a huge recovery. And then replacing volume with like, say, a little bit of fat from somewhere else that you don't want.
I
we
got
could put it
plenty
in
of
the
places
MRIs.
we can draw from.
Right. So fat transfer. So we take it where you don't want it and put it where you do want it. And then resurface everything. So combination of volume and skin tightening.
Wow. And so, and you also, I have to, I hate to bring this up, but you were the person that made Naveen's smaller. And I don't know how you could do that. That was
Can I
really, I wish you'd come and ask me before.
do you give
They
me
look
permission to
gorgeous.
talk about it?
No,
Okay.
okay.
Talk about it,
Yeah, no, yeah, you can talk
Naveen
about it.
had
Okay.
bigger boobs before I
Right.
met her, apparently.
Before you met me, but now it fits my body.
I
They're
see.
still big,
Yeah. And
which
you're,
I
and you're happier.
appreciate because I think even when I went in, I told him that I wanted them really small, and like he was just kind of like talking to me about it, and like they get smaller when you lose weight, they get bigger when you gain weight because it
Yeah.
is fat.
Right.
And I'm really like thankful. I think you did it so perfectly.
Oh, so I should be thanking him.
Yeah.
Because he could have made him smaller.
He could have like really listened to my first like thing when I came in. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just over having boobs. It's like, what?
There's a psychological thing when you have, it's like the grass is always greener. Like if you have very large breasts, the only thing you can think of is how large your breasts are and how much problems you have. Like you were having like the shoulder, the neck pain, right?
Yeah.
She's much happier now because, it's breast reduction is one of my favorite because it's functional in terms of like correcting your posture and it's also cosmetic. And so I get people that come in, they're just like, I want absolutely nothing. And I don't think you were saying that, but you were like really small. I was like, all right, proportion wise, we still want to keep something, right? And so I think we decided, on something kind of middle of the road.
Yeah.
And I think it worked out great for you. But it's important not to go too far in the other direction out of emotional, just like despair of your current situation.
Is it the same machine that you would suck fat out of someone's gut?
So the way I do it, I do an actual resection of it, and then I do combine it with liposuction so that we don't have to make big incisions. So it's called a lollipop incision versus the anchor scar. So like think of a boat anchor, right? So it's an incision around the areola and then a boat anchor on the bottom. That's kind of old school way of doing it. I do a lollipop incision, so incision around the areola and a line going down. So that's a newer technique, but anyway.
And so you're a kid, and you said to yourself, "I want to go into plastic surgery."
No, so I grew up in Warrenton, Virginia. I don't know if anybody knows where that is.
Yeah, we know Virginia.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's kind
I
of
know it a little
outside
bit.
DC. It's like an hour and a half outside DC. You don't
It's
know.
beautiful
Yeah.
country there.
It is. It's really beautiful.
Really pretty.
And I remember we had a TV. We actually had to push the buttons on, and
I had that.
I think we finally got cable TV, and I remember watching the Learning Channel or something like that, and there was maybe what was it? It was like a knee surgery, and I'm like watching this drill go into a knee, and I was like, I'm okay with this. This is cool. I was like, all right, I was like, I'm okay with it. And then then later on,
so was Jeff Dahmer. So
I know.
I know.
So we had to figure that out, right? And so later on, a more sad note, my dad, he smoked his whole life. So I remember back in the day, people would smoke anywhere, smoke on airplanes and stuff like that. But not that I was flying in airplanes a lot when I was young, but he smoked, so he got lung cancer, and that exposed me to healthcare, and that's why, it's why I wanted to be a doctor.
Got it.
And nobody in my family were doctors, and I was just like, I just kind of want to go into medicine and help people, And it was cool because it was science, there's helping people, and then plastic surgery kind of evolved a little bit later. You don't really know what you want to do when you want to go into medicine, and you go in and you kind of feel it out. You see what you like to do. You see what other people are doing. And plastic surgery is really cool because you can work on any part of the body. You work on young people. I have friends that call me up, or patients that come in and their kids, they split their chin, and so like little kids, I can sew up lacerations, and then adults, and then older people and cancer patients. I still do cancer reconstruction, occasionally burn victims and hand surgery. It's like this broad spectrum of stuff, and a lot of the cosmetic stuff is really cool too because you're taking something that looks completely normal and you're trying to make it look better, right? As opposed to like appendicitis, you got to get the appendix out. There's two ways to do it, So it's challenging in an aesthetic and artistic way, as well as you kind of have to know the science and all the studies and everything else and best practices.
I tell you, as I've gotten older, I would love doctors. I had to have hip surgery. Oh, and I just had
Where'd
to have.
Where'd you go?
Cedars.
Oh, cool.
And so I go in, and my head, one foot was longer than the other my whole life. So it just eventually this rode down because I would run and stuff. And I went and saw the guy, and I was like really nervous. And the guy goes, "Here, I want to show you something." And he takes me around his office, and he's a sculptor.
Wow.
And he's like, see all these beautiful sculptures?
Yeah.
And I say, yeah. He goes, I did them all. He goes, I'm going to do the same on your hip.
Wow.
Like that. And now this guy is just like a rock star. Like my hip.
What's his name?
His name is, I'm drawing a blank. It begins with a K. Alex Newman had the same doctor. I sent him to the same doctor. His name is Clapper.
Clapper. Okay.
Do you know him?
No, but I mean,
Dr. Clapper in Beverly Hills.
I forgot the name Clapper. That's something I feel
I know.
like I would
It's
never
one of those.
forget that name.
I've never heard anyone with the last name Clapper, but this guy is, and I had to wait 9 months to see him.
Wow.
And but sure enough, man, it's unreal.
Okay.
Like I wish this guy is a rock star. So
did he do a scope, or did he get in there, or did he actually have to go in there and?
He went in there and took the thing out, and then he put a metal ball in. So now when I go through the airport,
so you have a joint replacement.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And anesthesia was insane.
Okay. You did okay.
I did great, but I was just like, I'm there, and I'm like, he's like, do you feel it? I'm like, I don't feel anything. I literally was saying I don't feel anything, and then I just woke up.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't.
That's another wild thing too. Is like when you talk about anesthesia, is like what's really happening with consciousness. You go asleep, and this whole operation happens. Like I'll do, all my surgeries, like your surgery. You're asleep. What is that? And then you wake up and it's all done. So it's just a whole other topic.
And then you wake up with a catheter inside you.
Yeah, that's not fun. Did you have that happen?
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But then you don't feel it for the 12 hours because I'm not feeling anything anyway. So I'm like,
take it out.
Hey, I probably should go pee. And they're like, oh, check your dick. And I was like, oh.
Why did they keep it in? Normally they take it out. No, they didn't want it.
Just to freak you out.
Because I guess I couldn't walk anywhere.
That's probably why, yeah. Because it's hard to kind of pee if you're in bed.
Yeah. So you took out Naveen's boots.
He made my boobs better.
So yeah, we reduced them and we lifted them and all that.
And she's very happy. So thank you for doing such a great job.
I'm always showing them off.
Thank you. I'm so
what do you think happened with Kanye's mom? Because I love Kanye.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad when his mom died.
Yeah. So, there's a certain health screening that has to happen anytime someone's about to have surgery. Right?
I see.
So one of the things you want to definitely check is their cardiac history. Have they had a heart attack, right? Do they have a heart history? Okay. Oh. And I'm not sure all the details, but I believe his mother had previous history of cardiac arrest, and it might have been too soon.
So it wasn't that she went out of the country to a crappy doctor. She just probably had a health condition.
Well, I mean, if the doctor knew about it and was crappy, then he shouldn't have operated.
He should have stopped, right?
He should have not. Yeah. So that's my understanding is that she had a cardiac condition, and then she had a heart attack because it was just too much stress. So you got to understand when your body gets anesthesia, your blood vessels relax, so all of the blood pools down lower. So your heart sometimes has a tough time keeping up with that, right? It starts beating fast because it's like, all right, I need to compensate for this. So that's why you can stimulate a heart attack if you're not healthy or if you had previous cardiac history. And that's why it's very important to make sure that you go to qualified places. Don't go out of the country for surgery. Do your research. I know people do it.
She's trying to get me to go to Turkey.
Yeah. Believe it or not, there's some qualified places overseas, right? So, but if you're like Turkey is known for rhinoplasty and hair restoration, right? Okay.
You look fantastic. You don't need anything
I can give you names of people at like reputable places. But what I'm talking about is like going to, third world countries for just real budget reasons. Like there was a woman who went to, this is crazy by the way, I don't know if you heard this, but she went to, was it Dominican Republic for mommy makeover, tummy tuck. It was $3,000, which is great price. Like normally the lowest price for like a tummy tuck here would be lowest, and that's like the one this was like $8,000, right? Yeah. So she went there, got it for $3,000. She comes back, she wasn't feeling great. They took one of her kidneys.
Oh, I saw this.
You saw
story.
this?
Yeah,
they took one of her kidneys, and she didn't find out until later. So she just spent $3,000 to get her kidney harvested. Yeah.
Not going anywhere.
But hold on. but she also did get...
She got a tummy tuck.
The tummy tuck.
At the price, at a good
One
price.
would say your kidney is just extra weight.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to give up one of my kidneys, though.
No, me neither.
Yeah, because you want both of them.
Yes.
Yeah, if you can.
That's a harrowing story.
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, so I mean, a lot of I get a lot. I actually
scary.
talk about this on my TikTok. I get a lot of comments about it. Like, there's lots of good doctors overseas and everything else. And I was like, yeah, but all right, how about this? If you get a complication, right? I have patients. I do a lot of surgeries. I occasionally get complications, right? Where do they go? Are they gonna fly back to Dominican Republic with a wound infection? No, they're gonna try to go to a local doctor. They're not gonna know what's gonna be happening. So for that reason, I generally say try to avoid it. There's obviously some great doctors overseas, but if you just got to be careful and be smart about it if you are going to do it. And I wouldn't go to third world countries that don't have the same licensing and regulations that we have in the United States.
You're in Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the epicenter for people coming in and having plastic surgery. It's probably it's the plastic surgery capital of the world, would you say?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yes.
I know the answer, but I'm going to ask you, who do people ask to look like the most? I saw a TikTok where you were like, people bring in photos, just like you would go in and say, I want this kind of haircut. I want the Rachel.
Right.
People will come in and say,
Michael Bolton or
make me look like Michael Bolton.
I wanted to look like Rod Stewart when I was younger.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Him back in the,
did you have long hair?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No, but I loved his like spiky,
I worked at a mental institution, and there was somebody who told me I look like Rod Stewart's son every single day.
Really?
For an entire summer, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I took it as a compliment.
Oh yeah, no, I mean great. I mean, yeah, he's a great looking guy.
Okay, so who do they ask for?
So I do a lot of breast and body. I would say for the breast, hands down is Emily Ratajkowski.
We have a little pic of Emily here. One of our favorites, and Naveen and I love her.
Yes,
I love
absolutely
her.
gorgeous.
We love her.
She has great proportions,
and she's very smart too. Let's just say that. I've heard her on Howard Stern.
And she's a Gemini like us.
She's a Gemini. We saw her once at Valet. Did I ever tell you the story? We were at Valet
with your dad.
We were at Valet at Staples Center, and she was there at Valet, and she looks great. And my dad goes, boy, she's built for speed, not comfort. That's what he said. My dad's a hoot. What's up, Bob? Anyways, okay, so go ahead. I cut you off. People want her breasts.
Yes, yeah, and so like she has actually nude pictures on the internet. So like when I do surgery, I actually try to match the patient's breasts with proportion wise, like naked breast photo. I tell people, bring me naked breast photos from the front view, and they're like, well, like where do I find these? And like I'm just like my website, whatever. And they're like, oh, good. They think they have to look like porn images and all this other stuff. Anyway, many of them find her photo, the nude photo from the front, and she has just great like full C proportions, and she does have a skinny body. I haven't met anybody with her exact body. She has this like superhuman like abdominal crack in the middle. So like if you find this pictures of her, you could see that she's just got incredible
Her stomach
body.
is insane.
Yeah, exactly. It's the ab crack. It's the Ratajkowski ab crack. So
I wonder if her parents are really good looking.
it's a good research project.
She's posted her parents. They're just older, so I'm sure when they were younger.
Are her breasts real, you think?
That's a tough one.
I always go back and forth
I go
between
back and forth
it.
too.
It's so hard.
Yeah. I think they are, but I think they're probably on the smaller side and.
Smaller?
Yeah.
Are we looking at the same
so
pic, Doc?
So here's my theory.
Jesus, what are you saying? The smaller side
Is if you're
screen.
a person with small breasts and you get no breasts and you get an implant, it's easy to see it, right? Because the implant it becomes implant dependent, right? So you can start to. Do we have an implant? No, we don't.
You guys brought implants?
Yeah, I think we brought. Hopefully, there's an implant.
Hell yeah!
Not just sizes.
Finally, having a video version of the podcast pays off.
Yeah.
For those of you listening on Spotify or iTunes, you're gonna have to go to the video right now because.
Oh, we have one.
Nice.
Oh, we have. Oh, you guys have a ton of implants.
Yeah,
Toss it over
Jason's
here,
like,
man.
throw it over.
Yeah.
Here's a baby one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cute.
Okay, is this
that's really
is this like a double D?
Pediatric breast augmentation.
I love that.
Oh no! All right, so it depends, right? So
Yeah.
like if you're a 6'2" pro volleyball player, that's going to be like a B cup.
If you're 6'2".
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. If you are 4'9", that's going to be like a D. So it just depends on your frame. And Emily Ratajkowski has a very very petite frame. But here's my theory. So if you're flat, so back to what it is. So let me see that.
I love
boobs,
boobs, man.
So for the
I'll say it. I gotta say it. I just do. And you know what? I
Hey,
hated when
People can tell you do.
I hated when everyone was talking about butts for so many years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what about the boobs? Remember when butts became a thing like 10 years ago?
Like Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah.
I think that's when it really started. Baby got back. If you really want to go back, But butts, totally 10 years ago, like with the BBL, like Kardashian and everything else.
The Kardashians.
So back to Emily.
Sorry.
So like if you had flat chested and then you put an implant in, you'd be implant dependent, so you'd see a lot of the implant, right? And you could still disguise it underneath the muscle, like dual plane technique and everything else. But if you have good amount of breast tissue to begin with, and you just put a little modest size implant in there, it's going to be really hard to see. And I think that's what's going on. I think she has a small little saline or silicone implant in there, and the rest of her natural breast tissue, like kind of like Cara Jewel. Have you ever seen her? Like
Cara Jewel, yes.
Yeah. So really great
She's a
natural
Victoria's Secret model.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea who she is.
Yes.
Anyone with I know you know first and last name.
Yeah. She has all like natural breasts, and you could tell the difference. But like, I think with her, and this is just my opinion, I don't know for sure. She just had a small implant put in, and just someone did a great job.
Good mix of both.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, right. Here,
Now, Naveen has said,
I play with them all day.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Naveen has asked me, so if we have a kid, that she's already asking me for.
Well, I want to have my kid, and then I want to be given a second to myself to be rolled in to Dr. Barrett's office.
Yeah.
To fix my breasts.
But why would you?
Stomach.
So you mean after you breastfeed, you need to fix the breasts?
So I think, there's been research done that like breastfeeding. Also, I don't know if I can breastfeed until I have a baby yet. I can?
Yes. Manifest that you can, because it's very important.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I can.
Yes.
I wish you'd told me this.
What?
Well, so anytime you do breast surgery, it can make it harder for you to breastfeed, right? But the way I do my breast reductions is I really keep all of the glandular like structure intact. All we did was just take a little pizza pie out of it, right? So
Pizza pie.
Yeah. So you had a very large factory. Now you have a medium sized factory. But all of
you left the whole pie as far as I'm concerned.
The assembly line is still there, right? So meaning from the glandular structure all the way to the nipple, I didn't mess with it. And that's, I always kind of make sure that I preserve that structure when I do breast surgery. Doesn't guarantee that there won't be problems, but it's there for you.
Probably not.
Yeah, it's there for you.
Have you ever, because I saw, I feel like I got a cool experience because I got to actually see some of my surgery. Like,
Did we video it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
I know.
But
that's a big one.
Have you ever done one and like just felt like this is gross, or no? Like you're just like in the zone?
No, I've never. I mean, back to me watching.
Like, have you ever seen like?
What kind of question is that? He's a doctor.
No, I know, but like I'm not grossed out by blood and stuff. Yeah. But sometimes when I'm watching something, I'm like, I get a little bit queasy. Never.
No, I mean back to when I was a kid watching a knee getting drilled on. I think that
I think that's a butt.
I'm okay with you. Yes.
I think there's a butt.
Do we have the
on
sizing bra, New John? Do we have this? Oh, we didn't bring the sizing.
Isn't that a butt?
Is this a butt or a boob?
There's no sizing bra in there?
Yeah, it's a boob.
Oh, that's a boob?
That's a boob size.
So I actually saw this on your TikTok earlier. You were talking about the difference between these two.
Yeah.
Oh, you were? And then he looks at me and he goes, which one does your best friend have, the oval or the circle? I was like, it's none of your
From a
business.
medical standpoint.
Yes.
From a medical
You're not a
standpoint, I'm
doctor.
asking. I can learn. Yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, that's that. So that's a sizer, but we do have implants that are shaped like that, teardrop shape.
Did you see that?
Yeah, good catch.
That was good.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I know. That's a sizer. This simulates what a 590 cc implant would look like. So you basically put this on underneath the bra, and it kind of like simulates what the breast looks like.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. And we have other implants like this. I'll show you this one. Let you guess what that is.
It goes in your butt?
No.
How would that go into your butt?
I don't know. That was some device or something.
Yeah. Dr. Barrett brought you a sex device.
Is this a nipple?
Nope.
It's a pretty big nipple. Okay, let me see. Don't tell me. So what would this be for?
It's something I'd say you play with daily.
Oh, this is when people have testicle cancer. This is the other ball.
Yes.
Right. This is a Lance Armstrong special right here.
Possibly. Yes.
Yeah, well, this is. Listen, you don't want one ball down there. That's not attractive.
Right. Yeah.
That seems like a kind of a crazy surgery to get.
Well, I
to
mean,
just put in another gonad.
Yeah, but like,
right?
We do it for breasts all the time. So like, what's?
But you see a breast that's different. A woman, when she has the right breasts,
Yes.
the outfits look better.
Yeah.
She feels more confident.
Maybe the underwear looks better.
So, babe, no, you couldn't be able to see it. But, babe, let's say I had to lose a testicle, right?
Yeah.
You're the only one that's going to see it. So why would I?
Well, what if you had an OnlyFans, or what if you were a womanizer and?
What if you're young? Like, so,
Yeah.
you know, I had, you know, there's men that get, testicle cancer in their 20s, right? So,
Yes.
And some people care how that looks, feels, So
I could see it.
yeah,
This is a nice one.
that is. It's pretty stout.
I don't
Yeah, I'll
need to.
catch it.
You got to touch it.
Okay,
Okay.
there we go.
It's actually really great.
Whoa, that's so.
It's a firm, it's more firm consistency.
Do you like with breast implants? Do you let them feel different ones and they pick
Yes.
one, or is it
Yeah, we do.
standard size?
No, I have a couple different companies I use and different options, but for
That's
that,
so
no, that's really just.
interesting.
That's
I wonder if
solid.
Shaq's balls are like bigger than that.
Well, when I saw that, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Damn. What's up, Shaq?
Yeah.
Okay, this is incredible. Let's keep going. So they want to look like Emily Ratajkowski.
Yeah. So Emily Ratajkowski, for both breast, I've had it for lips occasionally. I've had it for lips occasionally. Abdominal,
Stomach,
stomach.
Yeah.
Stomach appearance. Yeah. So
And also I heard Kylie. People want to look like Kylie.
yes.
Right?
Even
Can we
though
get a
she
picture of
said-
Kylie up here?
She said she didn't get anything done for the longest time, but
Which is insane.
I know.
Okay, first of all,
Which
she's
is brilliant
she's
marketing.
gorgeous. So whatever,
She's
whatever
gorgeous.
she's doing is great.
Yeah, no, she's gorgeous now.
And I've met her. She's like the sweetest.
Yes.
She's the absolute sweetest. She gave me a hug when I met her. I couldn't believe it. Which I thought, oh, don't get jealous.
no, I'm not getting jealous. But do you think she's sitting somewhere being like, Jason Nash gave me a hug one time?
Yeah, but she's a big star.
Yeah,
She didn't have to be nice to me.
that's true.
She's gorgeous. I don't know. I don't need to get into like what she did, but people want to look like her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
And what do you say? You say, yes, I can do that, or I can take you somewhat there.
Within reason, everybody has structures that are unique to their body.
Yeah.
But in terms of like things that I can maybe adjust, like the actual volume of the lips, a little bit of the shape, but like mostly just volume. Like
Yeah.
how big do you want them, stuff like that. And I generally always stay on the natural side for anything. I'm not there to do things that are like unnatural. You
Yep.
know, I don't feel good. I'm like, there's other people that you can go to see to do that. It's just, I don't want to be known for that.
And so when Naveen has a baby and she wants her boobs done, are you going to go to him?
Yeah, he's like the person you
Why
go
do you
to
need
for
your
boobs.
Why do you need your boobs done? Because you're going to be breastfeeding?
Well, so my
Thing around. Go ahead.
get like even when like I'm about to get my period, they get really big, and so like my boob size is always changing. So I know when I'm pregnant, my boobs are gonna be huge,
Oh, and they're going
and
to
then
stretch.
yeah, it's gonna stretch, and then they're gonna droop, and we can't have that because I'm with a boob guy.
Oh, no.
So I'm getting it for you.
That's very nice. So what would you do in the case of this?
Well, so first of all, I wouldn't say it's guaranteed that you're going to have like a problem. So I wouldn't think
Yeah.
that. Now, getting pregnant, I remember when we had our first child, my wife gained weight, obviously, because she was pregnant. And then I gained weight too. It's like we all went to have like burgers and lasagna. And it's just like, so a study just came out and said that women, when they're pregnant, they release a hormone that affects their male partner that they're with too.
Oh,
And they actually
wow.
gain weight. Isn't that wild?
That's
wild.
really
Yeah, so that's partly
crazy.
why I felt like I was out of shape after when I saw
Yeah.
my brother that one time. So anyway, so my advice is when people break like the 30-pound threshold of weight gain during pregnancy, and I'm not trying to judge, it's like incredibly hard. So if you gain 50 pounds, I'm not judging you, but I'm just saying in terms of a plastic surgery standpoint, if you can keep it at 30 pounds, 35, you won't probably need to have,
I see.
Yes.
I don't think I'll be someone that is overeating. So
then you'll be fine.
yeah.
Well, you say that until you get pregnant, and then you just like trust me, like
Yeah.
my wife, and she's just like incredible cravings, and it's like something out of this world, so.
But also I've met his wife and is like
Yeah.
built like a supermodel. So
Thank
I
you.
feel
Oh, yeah, I
like,
saw his wife on
yeah,
the TikTok.
it's like
yeah.
crazy.
beautiful.
Yeah, she's tall, which helps, speeds up her
Yeah.
How
metabolism.
tall is she?
She's 6'1".
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
yeah, it is cool. It's great.
I
don't-
think that's so
it's
cool.
The reason I married her is so I don't have to reach up for the higher cabinets, and it saves me so much hassle when I come home. I don't have to get anything out of the cabinets.
That's
I
amazing.
know she can get stuff for me.
That's perfect.
Just kidding. I married her because she's the perfect woman in the world.
And then I saw you talk about Jennifer Lawrence on your TikTok.
Yeah.
And
That one's a tough one, because
well,
there's
I like
changes.
the way you address your TikToks. You're very
Yeah.
kind about everything. You're like honestly, I don't know. She could have just lost weight, right?
I think she did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she did. She's
She looks
beautiful.
great.
Yeah, totally. But the eye stuff still, I'm like, some stuff it's just not explained. And it's like there's weird stuff you do, like ponytail. When people put their hair in a ponytail, it looks like they had an eyebrow lift. So like
Ah.
people call it like a little ponytail lift, and so There's definitely things that I'm always still learning, like how people get to these certain looks, because you see her in her younger years and she has much more fullness in the upper eye. And so maybe it's a combination, maybe it's all natural. I don't know.
And then you had the Liver King on.
Yeah. That was fun.
And what was your bit with the Liver King?
Well, he wanted me to he wanted me to test his abdominal muscles and determine if they were real or fake.
And what was the verdict?
They're real.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I had an 80-pound kettlebell in my office, and I had him hold it, and you could see the muscles moving, and I even put a Theragun up to it, right? Because you put a Theragun up. This is what abdominal implants are made. This is a calf implant, right? So
That's crazy.
Is this calf or abdominal?
That's a calf, yeah. But it's the same consistency as what an ab implant, right, would look like. So if you get ab implants, it's gonna be consistently firm like that. I know the wheels are turning in his head.
Yeah, he's gonna book an appointment next week.
Right. So
for life.
So it stays firm, right? So it's you can tell the difference if it's moving or not. So we were able to test that for him.
That's wild.
That's fun. That's a fun video.
Yeah.
Really fun for you and really good for him.
Yeah.
To dispel the rumors.
Yeah. So
he's really entertaining.
He is incredible.
Yeah. Did you enjoy your time with him?
I did.
Yeah.
I actually started eating more organ meats because of him, so.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah. But it's good for you, right? So.
But I mean, tell me about, do you like it going down, or you just kind of force yourself to eat it? Organs is not my thing.
Yeah, bone marrow can be really good. You ever
bone marrow's fine.
That stuff's really good. The liver, it still always has a certain taste to it, and you have to kind of get used to it. But, they did a study on rats, and they fed one group liver, and the other group they didn't. And the ones that had liver were able to run on the wheel like 20 or 30% longer. So,
really?
Yeah. I mean, it's impactful. There is some truth behind some of the nutrients in organ meat. Like if you're going to eat meat, based on the research, if you eat muscle meat all the time, which is like steak, it's high in methionine, right? That's not good for you. So that's why some people say that meat can cause cancer. But if you eat organ meats with it, it's higher in glycine, which balances out the methionine, which is the kind of the cancer-causing thing, right? So if you're my recommendation, based on my research, is if you're going to eat meat, you got to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, babe, we got to go to the butcher.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with liver.
I mean, if you look at all these, lots of people eat liver. Like Japan, they eat it raw.
What's it taste like? It's gamey?
It tastes really good when it's raw. And
when it's raw?
Yeah.
I've never had it raw.
It tastes pretty good. So especially from like
a beef carpaccio?
I don't
know.
Oh, well, that's raw.
Yeah.
What does it taste like? Deer?
No.
Can't describe it.
I can't describe it. We can get you some.
All right. Now the big question that I wanted to ask today, penis implants.
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Have you ever done one? And what's the point? And how does it help?
All right. So so I went and I watched one recently, actually. It's called the Pneuma implant. And yeah, can I see that?
Yes.
This is not a penis, it's a calf implant. But basically, it's anytime you deal with like the genital area, typically you want to have a urology background. So penile implants, some plastic surgeons do it, some don't, because it's kind of a difficult. So I went and I watched one time, and it was a Pneuma implant, and the doctor was very nice. And
you watched it live?
Yeah, he invited me to, I signed consents, the patient approved everything, and I got to go observe the surgery.
Sick.
It was kind of an implant, kind of looking like this. It was kind of like, it was more firm, and it was like a semi-crescent like this, and it went in on like the top, you know, and you have to basically kind of like deglove put this thing in, and then kind of,
and then put the skin back on.
Put the skin back on. Yes. And you know what? You asked me if I ever get squeamish on a surgery. I have to admit that was one I was like, oh my God, that was the toughest one.
Also, it was the first one you saw, so I feel like
it was. But I mean, I see all kinds of surgery, and that one got me a little bit. You got me, yeah.
It's like putting insoles in, kind of like.
Yeah. So it's static. It doesn't increase. It increases the length and girth at rest. It doesn't make like the erect piece longer.
So what happens when you get erect, though?
Your erection length stays the same.
But that thing is in there.
That thing's in there, yeah.
So you probably get more girth.
More girth, and then you get more length at rest.
So
that's that particular implant.
Was it somebody with like a tiny, tiny wiener that had it done?
This particular person, no, looked fine. Looked like like normal. I mean, I don't see too many pieces, on a regular basis, but it's like
If I wanted to, let's say I was a nude model and I wanted to like have a 9-inch penis, could that be put on me?
Yes, but I don't think you could get 9 inches unless you were like 8 inches.
What's the most you could get?
Yeah, I mean, I think it gives you like an inch.
Oh, an inch.
Yeah, I think it gives you an inch, but the girth is substantial. So people have that. Yeah, so where I think we do a really good job with breast implants. I don't think we're quite there yet with breast implants.
Have you had anyone come and ask you to do the penis?
Yeah, people reach out online. Yeah, so I thought about it, but again, it's just like I looked at the complication profile. There was an article that just came out on I can't forget what magazine about this particular implant, and I just decided to just kind of hold off right now.
Yeah. You don't need to do it.
Yeah. So.
Wow, this has been a lot to take in, a lot to download. Let's take a breather, huh?
Yeah.
This is crazy. Got breasts. We got anything else in there?
Oh, yeah. So there's implants for the face too. I don't know if you've seen some of these. Yeah. So like I do some facial surgery as well, but like if you want to get this one, a lot of celebrities get, and you won't even realize it. They'll put a little chin implant in, and you'll see a tiny little scar right here, or you maybe even won't because they can go from the inside. All of a sudden you'll see somebody that has just a more defined jaw. You're like, oh wow, they lost weight or something. Chin implant. What else we got? Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah. So this is this is a cheek implant. So some people get cheek implants. I'd say most people are going away from these because they just go with filler.
Filler's just so great now.
It's easy. Yeah. So
how would you know?
Get away from that.
I've done cheek filler, and I love it.
You do?
I love it.
Yeah. This is a nose implant. So people that need more projection on their nose,
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, you can put that in, and you get boom. That's easy.
Interesting.
Let me see some of these things. Let me see
what
I would
this
look
is like show and tell. We should pass this around.
This is me with a nose implant.
Yeah, I do get celebrities
Gorgeous.
in the office, and we'll do these. So a lot.
The chin one is like so popular.
Yeah.
Chin's popular.
And it just really makes people look GQ. Yeah. That combined with like a little neck liposuction.
Do I need a chin implant?
No,
You
I
have
don't.
it's like
you
when
have a great
people
chin. I
have a butt
kind of
chin.
goes in.
Yeah, but it's
You see
good.
the
It's
butt?
not. Yeah, a little.
Butt chin is cool.
That's a normal thing.
It is? It wasn't when I was 10.
You didn't own it. It's all about how you brand yourself.
Sorry.
Like who's that guy? Yeah, who's that guy on
I was
Dumb
10.
and Dumber? I can't even think. Jeff
All right.
Bridges? No.
All right, so we have some
Jeff Daniels. Yeah.
we have some of my friends here. We're going to show their pictures, and you're going to say if
These are your friends.
These are my friends.
Okay,
These
are they
my
here?
good friends. Okay, this is Todd. He's obviously beautiful.
Yeah.
Rip him
I'd
apart.
say he's about 30 years old. Anything that Todd needs done?
He has such good skin.
Nobody needs anything. That's why I love my job. It's just like, I can't afford to pay for my boob job. I'm like, that's okay. You're not going to die. And I don't feel bad,
Yeah.
What does Todd need? The upper lip, we could do a little bit there. A lot of people.
We found something wrong with him.
What's up, Todd?
There's some people that will wear facial hair because they don't like their jawline. So it's hard to tell because he has a beard. So if we were to shave that off, we could see maybe we need some jaw enhancement or chin implant, but I can't really tell.
Can't really tell.
Yeah,
His jaw's great.
Okay,
Yeah, he has a really good jawline.
All right, take it easy.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Next person. This is Zane. Zane has gone through a transformation. He's actually ripped now. So
That's a tough picture, babe, because it's like black and white and
it's black and white. He's making a strong facial expression. His eyelids, his brows look a little heavy. I can't tell. Maybe that's a little expression. Maybe he's making. Skin looks good.
heavy brows. Well, he's
got a
has
plunging
a lot in his
tip.
mind.
His nose is plunging. He's got a little plunging tip there.
He had hair reconstruction hair surgery.
Oh, it looks good.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Yeah.
Has a little bit ear asymmetry. That's interesting.
I never noticed that.
I never noticed
Most people have. I tell people this all the time. They're like, I feel like my face is asymmetrical. Most people have a big side of their face and a small side. And that's normal, and you don't actually notice it. If you're actually going to do a mirror transposition of one side of your face to the other, it's different. Everybody's different. If it actually looked identical, it'd be weird.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next person.
Yeah.
This is Joe. He's a OnlyFans model.
Okay.
Good-looking guy. Anything we could do to help Joe?
Did he have surgery on his upper eyes?
He just has really big eyes.
Yeah. So, you know, we could there's such thing as called a forehead reduction, or maybe he just needs some hair on the top. I don't know.
Or put some more hair. Yeah.
But you know, the tip of the nose, we can, you know, it's a little, you know, diffuse and bulbous. You know, we can always shrink that down if he wants more definition. Again, same thing with the facial hair, lips. You know, we could always touch that up. And then the under eyes, you're starting to see a crease on the right eye there. You can see that there's a little bit of loss of volume, so we can replace that.
Where?
Right here. Yeah, see that?
Yeah.
That's just going to get worse in about 5 years, and then we can
see all these guys. These are all my friends, but they're much younger than me. So it's great to hear that they're headed to the same place I am.
Okay, yeah. I'm just being overly critical because
because we're asking.
I know I would never talk like this to people.
I understand.
Yeah.
We're just having fun. They all look great, actually. Todd's in amazing shape. Zane just got in amazing shape, and Joe is in amazing. Joe has his own protein out, and his body looks insane. And
which one's Joe?
This is Joe.
Oh yeah, okay.
He looks incredible.
That's great.
And so they all are in sick shape. I need to catch up. Now, this is Ilya. This is the guy that got them in shape. What'd you say?
I was like, are they going to come kick my ass now?
No. They love it.
There's no way out of this room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this is Ilya. He owns a fitness company called Zila.
All right.
Very successful, and he got all his friends in shape, and that's kind of part of his business model is like getting his friends in shape, and then people buy protein. But this is Ilya.
Yeah. So
got anything he could do?
Well, you tell me. What strikes you here?
Well, I mean, I guess his forehead.
Yeah, it's very strong forehead. So we could calm that down with, with a little bit of neurotoxin, Botox, or the new one called Daxify lasts twice as long, which is really cool. Yeah, it's
what?
a peptide. Yes. Yeah.
I'll be in next week.
And then there's a little receding hairline. We can do some things there. Microneedling probably would be awesome for him because then we could just stop that receding and then regrow some hair with microneedling and PRP and exosomes. That's kind of a cool thing now. You ever heard of exosomes?
Mm-mm.
All right, so stem cells. You've heard of stem cells?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stem cells are kind of pluripotent. They can become any kind of cell in your body. Well, what they produce is what's called exosomes, and those are those tiny little signaling packets that they produce and they pump it out. Right. So if you just take the exosomes, those little vesicles that those stem cells produce, and you inject it into that area, it completely rejuvenates like the hair follicles or even your face. Or I've even actually self-injected into my knee one time because it was sore. I don't recommend to do that, but you can do that for hair restoration and for facial skin rejuvenation. So
and it just starts to grow again.
Yeah. From
the stem cell.
Yeah. The hair stops. The hair thinning stops, and the hair starts to regrow.
You're kidding.
No, dead serious.
All right. And then the last one would be David right here. It's the guy on the right.
Yeah.
Anything we could do to David? He's a cute guy.
Yeah.
He's very young.
He's got great skin. He's got excellent skin.
He does have great skin, and he eats like trash.
One
of those people.
Yeah. The lips, they look good. He's got a little bit of a gummy smile. We could put a little Botox by the nose, and it'll bring that smile down a tiny bit.
Bring the smile down.
Yeah.
Because then it covers your. I've done so much Botox that I feel informed.
Please.
Yeah.
It stops this from moving so much, so then you don't have as much of a gummy smile.
What's a gummy smile?
Like you can see your gums.
Oh, the gums.
Yeah.
I see. It brings it down.
Yeah.
Just like a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The temple area is looking kind of hollow too. That's interesting. Maybe that's just because of his facial expression. But
they're like recreating a Step Brothers photo here, so then maybe that's why not the best photo to pull. Yeah. Okay, and the last one is Jonah right here.
Absolutely nothing needed here. Nothing. This is a handsome man.
Doc, I was going to say the same thing. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Jonah, did you hear that, man? Oh, Jonah, please clip this for your TikTok.
So great.
That's so funny. Yeah, he's gorgeous. He's beautiful inside too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually a very handsome chap, and he's lost a lot of weight, so he's doing really good. And then here's one more picture of me and Naveen right here.
Oh, yay.
You're like, I just wanted to show you guys.
I just wanted to show you my hot fiance.
Yeah. It looks so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe I scored her, Doc.
Yeah.
It's unreal. Every day I go, is this a prank? I go, I'm waiting. Or I'm waiting just to come home and there's just a note. It's like, hey, time's up. Huh?
Really? I would write a note.
You would? That's how you'd leave?
There's something like theatrical about it and like almost romantic, even if it's an ending.
What would the note say?
Dearest Jason. Here, actually, I've written it up in my notes.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
All right. Well, is there anything in that book that we need to do, or?
That we need to, we have homework.
No. I mean, like, is there
sign up
anything?
for
Is there anything
our
else? It's been an
consultation.
amazing podcast.
I heard you were thinking about getting Botox at some point.
Naveen was trying to talk me into it, but
Yeah.
I just think it's so.
where would you get it? Tell me where, and I'll tell you if I'll do it.
I'll tell you a story. One time, there was this man who came in, and he was a normal man, and he had like a blue collar job, and he came in to see me at the insistence of his wife because every night she used to tape his brow right here with these little silicone tape called frownies. Have you heard of this? The movie stars have used this stuff, and it works. But you have to put it on every night. And he's like, I'm so sick and tired of her putting this tape on my brow every single night. So he came in. He said, how can I fix it? And it was just a little bit of Botox. And he's like, thank God, And he went like, he's like, I don't know. He was like some kind of like, not a lumberjack, but like some kind of like oil rig worker or something like that, And the last person you'd ever think would care about that. And so we did a little Botox there, and it took care of it. So, I think a good start is to do like a little Botox and see how
But it goes away.
It does. It goes away. But it softens things, right? So
How long does it
like
stay for?
3 to 4 months.
3-4 months.
Yeah, it softens things, and it's like.
I mean, I
Like
do
when-
it. I do it if I got a video out of it.
It's just one of those things where
Yeah.
it won't be a huge difference, but you'll notice every single person will be like, "You look really good."
Really?
Yeah, you look.
You'll look
Good.
refreshed. They'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
you look refreshed. Here's another cool thing. Getting Botox in your frown area, your body senses that you're not able to frown as much, and then incidence of depression goes down by 50%. So your mood.
No way.
Yes,
Why
it's
do
a
you
study.
think I'm so happy? Why do you think I'm so happy?
Yeah. So there's like a mental health reason to get Botox in the brow area, according to this study. Yeah.
I love that.
Well, I mean, then I'll go do it.
Yeah.
That's
You
crazy.
seem like a pretty happy guy, but
Well, it's all an act for the podcast.
yeah.
I'm gonna go upstairs and
I love the
cry in the
transparency.
shower.
More vegan ice
And
cream.
I had my lips done once.
You did?
Yeah,
Okay.
for a video.
Oh, cool. How was it?
They made my lips huge.
With like filler?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you like
They
it?
look like two
Did
rubber
you love
tires.
it?
No, they look like cartoonish. They were
Really?
like rubber tires.
And you just let it, did you dissolve it or you just let it go down on its own?
No, I went back and he dissolved it.
You did? Okay.
Oof.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it was just for a show.
Just for the show. Yeah.
Okay. I
Um,
mean, I wouldn't do that. I would, I would just do like a nice area, like the brow area and the sides of the eyes, kind of lift up the brow there so you could see.
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good video.
Yeah.
We will
I got Botox.
pay him a
It's
visit.
it's a gateway drug.
Yeah.
It really.
I'm really
is-
just,
I just love
see,
Botox.
she's,
You really like it, huh?
I love it. Like, I think it's one thing that there's no reason for someone to be like, you don't need that. Because anytime someone, like, lip filler, fine, okay. Like, anything else, fine. But, like, Botox really just makes you look better.
Really?
Yeah.
And there's no downside to it.
Nothing.
It doesn't come back and look weird in a few years. It just goes away.
The only problem is in that 3-4 whatever months, like when it goes away and people are like, I thought you were hot. And then you have to run back to the doctor. I would say the only downside is when it goes away, but that's just
Damn.
life,
All right. Well, this has been incredible. Dr. Barrett, thank you for being here.
yeah, thank you.
you.
Your
Thanks for having me.
TikTok is popping off. We watched all his TikToks this morning. Go watch his TikToks. They're really great. They're a mix of funny and informative, and you're very funny, by the way.
Thank you.
I know I said before I kind of insulted him before we came because I was like, it's
Said
so
you
great having
usually
a
have
doctor
comedians.
here.
Yeah.
We usually have comedians, and he was like, so you're saying I'm not funny? I'm like, no, you're very funny. And when's the live show? When can we see you on stage? Will you be doing a
You
live?
should do a live surgery.
Just do a live
That'd be
surgery,
cool.
yeah.
It's interesting. I'm all for it, but not everybody wants to see, blood and.
I would volunteer my body.
Would you? Okay.
all right.
Well, we
Dying to show her body.
we actually we do some stuff live on YouTube, I think. So YouTube,
do?
yeah.
Oh.
No, you don't.
Yeah, YouTube is like probably the few the only place we can actually show some surgeries, and this is tough. Like for a while, like TikTok used to let us show surgeries, and now we can't even show like people in a bra. So,
Yeah.
And I get it. They want to try to cut back on like, pornographic content or whatever else. And so, but what we do is more educational, and we just talk about surgery. So people that are interested, if you want to know all the details, you can kind of check it out.
Well, that's like the guy who nared his butt on YouTube. The video's still up and it has like 90 million views because it's educational.
Wow. Yeah, we actually had a video that went viral where we did a tummy tuck, and the person had a tattoo. So by the way, if you're thinking about getting a tattoo, like an area that could be easily removed, if you're a woman, put it right here below your belly button, because later on, if you get a tummy tuck, we can just take it away.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a kind of a one of the few reversible places to get a tattoo. Otherwise, you can get tattoo removal, but you know about the lasers and all that stuff, takes a while. So we cut this tattoo in half, and we were looking to see how deep the pigment went. And that video has what? How many is it?
That's like you have like the
20 million
views
just because people wanted to see how deep
That's
a tattoo
wild.
went. Yeah, and that's on YouTube, but that's cool because we can actually show that. Like Instagram and TikTok, they wouldn't let us show like flesh being cut in half, even though it was like completely separate and the patient was doing fine, it was already woken up and everything else. So that's some interesting stuff, because people like get tattoos all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, how deep does this go? Where does it go?
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I love that you're, doing TikTok, and I love that you're putting a lot of good like educational stuff out there. You're educating people.
Yeah.
You're having fun.
Yeah.
And you got any big surgeries coming up that we can look for?
Yeah, I did a great one today. I did a combination. This was a male, and I did a gynecomastia. Have you heard of gynecomastia? It's like male chest growth. Yeah, so
No.
Yeah, so it's a special technique I designed, because I actually had that when I was younger. I had gynecomastia. It's like male chest growth, right?
Yeah.
Breast growth. It was on one side, and I had a general surgeon cut it out.
You had going on you?
one side, which
Yeah?
was even worse. That's like I'd
Kidding.
rather have both boobs, right? So,
I had them, but I was just overweight. But go ahead.
well, that can happen from that, but it wasn't. So like that could happen because overweight, or it could just happen for whatever hormonal reasons. I don't know. And well, I do know, but there's no real explanation that we know of. So I had glandular tissue on one side.
I took my shirt off in the locker room, and someone goes, "He's got tits."
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's very. It makes you very insecure,
Yeah.
So, but the good news is you can do something about it, right? So, there's a surgery I designed where you just basically, I go endoscopically now through two little ports, and I reduce the breast tissue, and I put some skin tightening and a little liposuction, and boom, it's flat chest again. So yeah,
Amazing.
I had the old school surgery where it makes a big scar and an indentation, so the person I did today flew all the way out from the East Coast, because that's kind of what I do, and we did the chest reduction, and we also did BBL and took fat, and did the whole 9 yards. So
You did that this morning.
this morning, yeah.
And now you're here doing a
wild.
podcast.
Yeah,
Look at you.
Yeah, I know.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Good
So,
job.
I'll call him, check on him later.
Oh, yeah. What's the YouTube channel?
It's Dr. Barrett Plastic Surgery. So
Okay, we'll tag it
easy.
below. The
Yeah.
link will be there. Dr. Barrett Plastic Surgery on this YouTube video. And make sure you go watch his TikToks. Anything else you want to say?
No, thanks for having me on. I think
You're great.
It's great to, when people talk more about plastic surgery. It's okay. I wish celebrities more admitted to having plastic surgery. I think it's okay if people get plastic surgery. And I appreciate you bringing light to it, because it should be something that we don't have taboo anymore. So
Right.
a taboo one. Yeah.
All right. Go check out Dr. Barrett. We'll see you guys next time. Naveen, thanks for being here.
Of course.
All right,
my
bye,
favorite
guys.
Subject.
Yes.
Bye, guys.